Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are finally going to be kicking off Corey's office makeover. Now this video is going to be a little bit different, hence why I'm doing the intro a little bit different. I actually started making over his office about a month ago. So I was supposed to be doing something just a tiny makeover to make it easier for him to work in there. But as I started going through the space, we figured we may as well start the official makeover for that room. As if you remember in following this channel, we are having a master bathroom put into the hallway where our clothes are. So we needed a space to put all of our dressers and everything, our clothes and stuff like that for somewhere for the time being. Also while waiting on the permit itself, which is taking quite a bit longer than anticipated. So I figured I'll start a different renovation while we wait at least. So that way we have everything out of that room when we need to get in there and start gutting it. So this makeover will probably be split into 3 or 4 parts, hopefully a little bit less, hopefully not too much as 4. The first step is kind of gutting it, cleaning it out, getting everything out. Second step is planning and priming the whole office and also drywalling it. And then the third will hopefully be finishing up those touches. Hopefully not so if part 4 will be us decorating the office, putting on our final touches and everything like that. So let's stop ranting and let's go ahead and get into that video. So you can see a lot of tools here. If you cannot tell, clearly I am a fan of Ryobi tools. I've been using them for years. I've maybe had to replace one drill before from them. A little bit of facts about the office. Love the carpet, but it has to go because it's damaged right there. But anyway, a little bit of facts about this office is it is a half octagon, I think it is, that is added onto the home at one point in time, along with our kitchen. Our kitchen has the same design with these windows, and downstairs kitchen just has really long versions of these windows, the crank style. But I want to cut this desk out. Corey mentioned that he just kind of wants it cut out so he can have his standing desk here. So let's see how much destruction we can do. That started off somewhat good. So we got a clean cut. That actually went a lot smoother than I originally thought that was going to go. So we have a little area. I'm not going to be able to get as full close to the wall because it's just how the blade is. There's a little bit too much depth. So I'm going to try with my reciprocating saw now. If I had a battery in it. This thing is a beast. This is one way to do it. That's one way to get it done. This is some thick, I think this is MDF or particle board or some type of compressed wood, but geez, that is thick and it's pretty sturdy. Do we know if telephone jacks carry a lot of electricity? Okay, so according to Alexa, telephone connections may carry a heavy current. So I'm gonna have to research that because I don't know about y'all, but I'm not looking to turn into a fried turkey anytime soon. So let's go ahead and research that. Okay, side note, it's actually an Ethernet cable, which I mean, it transfers data, so technically it's still a phone connection, but it's right there. Can y'all see that little box thing I'm trying to point at? I don't want to hit that, and I'm not trying to get electrocuted, and honestly, I don't even know if it's still even hooked up from the basement, because that's where our internet comes in, and then it comes to the main floor's floor. So I'm going to saw next to it. This is long story short, so let's try that. Oh God. in doubt, use your butt. God. The hell is this thing held in with? Jesus, there we go. What the hell am I doing? Holy crap. Yo, look at this. It's literally 2 sheets of, I don't know, for mica? What the hell, what is that called? A thing? It's like 2 pieces sandwiched together. Holy moly. And it was just held up with these cleats. Like it just sat on the back of this and it was nailed to the wall. God, Leo, y'all look at the size of nails that they use for that. Jeez. Okay, so we are back. I got the side of the desk cut out and cleaned up and put a lot of trash this way that I'm going to be throwing away. I need trash bags and I'm out. So I'm going to go get some of that tomorrow. And I got one of the filing cabinets cleaned out. Now it's this other section of the desk. Now I was going to leave this just because we wanted this section cut out. That way Corey can have his desk over there and work. However, I just feel like it's unfinished and I just feel it just gives a negative feeling to the eye. You know, it feels like an unfinished project. So at least I can cut it and get it out of here like this section. That way it doesn't feel as you're living in a construction zone as much. So I already moved this whole side out. It should be easier than that side now that I know how it's constructed. And there is no electrical Ethernet cables or anything on this side, except this outlet, but it's in the wall, so we're not going anywhere near that. So let's go ahead and get this section cut out. Yes, I had to use my weight to knock this out. Okay. Whoa. God, this is heavy. Oh, Jesus. Ooh. Y'all, look at the size of these freaking nails. They did not want this thing to come out. All right, so the first ordeal of getting things out of here is I already removed a shelf, kind of just put it up there for now, because we originally had a TV here so Cor could watch TV or have background noise on while he's working. But the shelves are kind of put up with these little pieces here, and it's like a metal track system that they put it. It's really well built. It really kills me, honestly, to take this down, but I think it's really going to be the best option. Plus, there's all the other side. Plus, this right here is mimic on the other side, and it has like kind of like an AC vent. That's why I chose this side versus the other side. So this was very, very well built. It kills me that we're going to have to take it down, but I do think this is going to be the best plan when it comes to the wardrobe area. So I'm actually going to remove the shelves and then remove these little brackets, and I'm going to keep these in a baggie. Now I'm going to try to be as careful as I can removing all of this wood and everything, just to make sure if I wanted to use it somewhere in the house that I could do that, or if I wanted to use it in a different section of here and build a little bit more shelves over on the other side, that we can reuse these. So it's really easy. These shelves come really right up. And they literally look like your Home Depot in the project board section when you get the pieces of wood, because this doesn't look like a regular melter saw went through this. Although you can see they're starting to bend, so perhaps they had a ton of books on this at once upon a time. But it's just this shelf. I don't see it on this one. And then they use like this kind of looks like a red oak stain from what I can tell. It's definitely very nice and very smooth, so they did it right. So let's get the rest of these removed. Let's see how to take these little clips out. Here's the little metal pieces that I was telling y'all about. You literally just push up and it should come out. And it just latches out. And then you can kind of just put it back in, you know, wherever you want to go. It's really a nifty system. I've never seen built-ins kind of built like this. So I'm not sure if they had this professionally done or put this in, but you can see that it continues, what I was telling y'all earlier, it continues way over here, then goes down. And that's where you can see the AC vent. That's why I didn't want to use that side over there. And these were left in here. I just left one in here. But you can see where the desk was along this whole wall and some drywall damage, but we'll be fixing that. But I really think these are cool the way you just can pull up and just take them out, move the shelf around. This area is about 60 inches wide and it goes all the way up to the ceiling. So really nice. And honestly, they did really good with the staining and you know, they did a really good job when they put a backer board on the shelves itself because they could have just left the drywall back there. So they intended to for sure use this as an office. Again, this office was for the mathematician that we purchased this home from. He was at the local college, I believe, here, and he's well known. So it's really nice to see what he built here. Again, it hurts me to take this down, but I think it's just the best thing that's going to work for us in this house. And you probably caught a glimpse of that. That is a Singer radiator, if I recall correctly, to kind of heat up the office because there's only that one vent. I'm not sure if this was here prior to the vent or vice versa, but I don't know if they ever used it or was it being used before we purchased the home. It definitely still worked and is definitely still plugged in because if I turn it on, you can kind of see the lights flicker a little bit while it's heating up. I don't trust it enough to leave it on and see if it heats up because I'm not trying to burn down my house. So. All right, so we got all the metal clips out, and I kind of tugged on this because I cut the rest of the desk out, and this was connected to it as well. But I cut the rest out, and I went to pull on this, and the whole thing moved. So I don't think this is connected with much. So I'm just gonna try to pull on it a little bit, and let's just hope I don't get crushed. So let's see. Yikes. Well, as you can see, that clearly came out easy. So even if I wanted to keep this and just replace this part, that will be very easy because we are going to do that on that side. I was afraid that I was going to have to take this whole thing down just to replace this top part, the countertop section. So if you want to look, if you see this desk is like two pieces sandwiched together. That is ridiculous. If you couldn't tell, I'm breathing hard because it is terribly heavy. All right, everyone, we are back and we're going to try to pull down this section. Actually, Cora and I went to a nice Halloween bar hop. We didn't participate in the bar hop at all, but it was nice to see all the families and stuff getting dressed up for Halloween and get candy from each and every of the places. So we went down there, had a drink downtown, and just saw all the family. So if you remember, we said that this clearly you can see is coming off of the wall. So I think if I pull it back a little bit in certain areas, I think it should come down. Ooh. Okay, I think that we can forget about this coming down in one piece. There we go. Oh my God, y'all, I got it. Oh my gosh. We got it. All right, so you just saw everyone. That's just amazing that this
It was here. That I was just speaking to a friend, and she wants me to cut it out and frame it. All right, so now that we got that section taken out on the ceiling, I'm actually going to remove this whole piece, this cabinet piece, and there's quite a bit of stuff in there that I have not removed yet. There's just some really easy stuff like my tools, my battery daddy is what I like to call it. It's literally what it's called. Store all your batteries. So need to remove that, and we also have our important document thing in there. So I'm gonna get this stuff removed. Okay, so we are gonna remove this built-in piece, and it should come out easy. I think it's just kind of tethered to the wall or nailed to the wall on this side. But in terms of this side, there's nothing really attached to it. So I think we should just be able to lift up. Oh, that's one way. I didn't want to break it, but whoops. Okay, I love this part of demolition because underneath something is always like old mail, old something, letters and stuff from the previous owners. From we bought this home from the original owners, so there's not like a mix of things going on here. There's always something about the previous owners that we find. So I'm really excited to see what we see up under here. I already see some letters. Trying to see if I can find something that dates any of these things that's found below here. Here looks like a receipt. June 5th, 1980, everybody. Good gracious. That is freaking cool. Oh my god, I think I just found a letter. 1988. I can't really read what it says. It's cursive, and I don't read cursive too well, unfortunately. Um, Something about budget. Sandy May. I don't know what that says. I think I'm gonna keep a lot of this and just like frame it or something. And this is just so cool.
Okay, we finally got that section removed out. As you see, unfortunately, I had to take those two shelves out, and they got pretty damaged to look at, to say the least. But I was able to get them down. I was hoping to find something more about what the previous owners put here, and I don't know what they were drawing on here. It's so nice though. I really loved it. They definitely were very particular on their measurements to make sure everything was aligned. So huge kudos to whoever put this up, whether it was the previous owners or they hired it out. They knew what they were doing, so love that. The next thing that we're going to start doing is actually repairing a lot of this drywall. So you can see I actually had some extra drywall that I had from a previous project that I'm going to use to patch that hole. I do have some wood sticks here just to put in there to have something for the drywall to screw into. And then we also have our little kind of like we have our mixing bowl, whatever you want to call it, for our drywall. I'm going to use a gypsum based drywall compound. It's a little bit more heavier. It's made for filling things that I think I'm not a master when it comes to drywalling and taping and stuff like that. But I experienced with gypsum before. The all-purpose compound this is much better. So I'm going to use that, and I'll show you the bag. It's still downstairs. But the first thing I need to do is actually take our metal blade and scrape off all the ends off the holes and everything yet. I still have not figured out a way to get this down and cut here. I don't know what's the best method going to be to do that. I have plenty of tools. It's not the issue. It's just using what I think is going to be the best to take that down. And I don't want to mess it up because I want to close off that end for the cabinet. So I'm just not sure what I want to use. So before I drywall, actually, now that I'm talking it out, I think I'm going to try to figure this out. That way, if there are holes behind here, I can do all the drywalling repair in one sitting. So let's go ahead and try to figure out how the heck to get this down. All right, so I'm gonna take my little piece and some drywall screws and my drill and kind of sandwich that up in there in that hole. That way there's something for the draw to reach to. I don't know what kind of hand movements I'm doing, y'all, but whoa. There's a lot of insulation in here. All right, so we are back, and you probably can see behind me, I did a thing, y'all, and I just started taking down all the cabinets. Hear me out. So Cora came and looked at it, and I was honestly thinking it as well, but Cora seen it, and he was like, if you're taking down that side of cabinets, and he's so sad about it, but this is our only space we can add a closet in. We just hate tearing down something that's, added into the home. This isn't an original. This was added way after the house was built, but still, it came with the home. So next thing I need to do is, now that I kind of got most of those done, I cannot continue to proceed to knock down these bottom shelves. There's electrical. There's a light here, a light there, and a light there, and I kind of pan to show you. And the wires come through the wall, but I don't want to go turn off the power right now because it's like 8 or 9 o'clock at night and I won't be able to see what I'm doing. And I'm not trying to get electrocuted tonight, or anytime soon for that matter. Thanks everyone for tuning in into Corey's Office Wardrobe Makeover Series Part 1. So the next part that we're going to be doing is some last minute demolition while also picking out our paint colors, while also patching and doing some drywall repairs, and also designing the space. We're going to use that lovely app called 3D Home Planner that I'm going to take you through and show you what we're thinking in that office wardrobe area. Other than that, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.